highlights are seeing 3 boats with 17 divers each getting loaded at the dock along with every other dive boat at a really huge facility like Stewart Cove. The dive masters and dive staff acted like it was another day at the office. They didn't act like it was a strange thing at all. Loaded them, got everybody on, we got our tanks, everybody put their gear together, loaded their tanks where they're supposed to, and off we went out of the dock just like every other dive boat.
Just like any other dive boat, just like any other diver. That's the mission behind the Dive Pirates Foundation. It's a nonprofit group of diving enthusiasts who want to share their love of diving with those who are not disabled, but differently able due to an accident, disease, even an act of war.
Barbara Thompson and Sophie Wimberly approached me to do this. I jumped at the chance, and of course, the nervousness and the being afraid, the fear factor came into play and everything when you first think about, because like, what am I doing? Can I do this? But then now after, you know, over 30 dives, I mean, it's just like, it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable that an idea in 2003 to turn a social club into a way to raise money now funds adaptive divers with lessons, gear, and a chance to be free.
A lot of the pain disappears. I mean, it just really, it's like an in-body experience. Not an out-of-body, it's definitely an in-body experience that it's almost like you transform from the person you're at in the chair to a brand new person when you get in the water.
You know, you're kind of limited up here in the chair and everything, but you know, being down there, it's pretty much like flying. You know, you see like an obstacle, like the ships down there and everything, you can pretty much just fly over everything, do what you want to do, and you know, it's a lot easier to move down there too, so you know, you pretty much just kind of go wherever you want, and especially, you know, just with the arms, don't really need much. You know, I kind of think the fins are underrated because, you know, I was pretty much just as fast as everyone else down there, so.
The whole idea of scuba diving for any scuba student is we take over everything at the beginning and gradually we wean you off so you're independent. Adaptive's no different. You may not be weaned to the same degree, you still have to have a buddy or an instructor depending on your level of ability. And then, you know, we've taken them on this trip, we're going to encourage them to go on future trips. We may have reunion trips. We want them to stay in scuba. We don't just want to be this a one-time deal. So we want this to be a life-changing and a life event that they get to do anytime they want to, and they have, you know, either the will or the money to do so.
There is definitely a need in the community out there. There are so many disabled sports. Well, diving is one of them. But rather than segregate them as a handicapped event, like a handicapped ski program or the Special Olympics, this integrates disabled people with able-bodied people. Friends, family members get to do the same event. They get to go on vacation, they get to travel, and they just get to go diving. So it's no different than the family that wants to go on vacation and have some fun.
What you seem to find with adaptive divers is a drive for adventure, many going so far as taking on a shark dive, where the adaptives and their buddies formed a circle and kept very still while reef sharks swarmed in for a feeding frenzy.
Got some sharks right up my face head. There's a picture I have where my face mask, I'm just coming up. Shark's face is like right here, swims back. Next thing I knew, I could tell of its fin just like smacks my face mask and goes. So I'm just sitting like, uh-oh, what'd I do? So I just gradually pull it back up, worrying about my hands being eaten or something.
And when those sharks started feeding right in front of him, and his eyes just got so big, and you could tell he was having the time of his life. And it was great because those are the moments when you realize that everything you're doing makes a difference in that person's life. And they appreciate it, they're happy they're here, and they're all having a great time.
None of this is possible without money. People put in a lot of time, that equals money. But some of the sponsors we had, first of all, the Christopher Reeve Foundation gave a large grant to Cody Unser, which was the seed money for this particular trip. Pirates Ball is what the Dive Pirates does once a year. We go into the Houston community and raise money, and it's a lot of oil companies and service companies that work with us and do that. We have to thank companies like Acergy, Dolphin Marine, other service companies like Weatherford that have helped us in the past. We have individuals, the W.H. Thompson family, Kurt Bythe family. These are all people that believe in us and that put the money out there. We've had other dive clubs raise money and challenges to one another. The Chum Club of Houston did that for us by issuing a challenge, and everybody had to match it. And I guess everybody likes to match the pot and see who gets stuck with holding the bag. And those were all incredibly successful because they really believe in our cause.
We don't actually get to pick, you know, when we accept a tragedy to come into our family. It just happens, it's life. But, you know, moving on in life and having our love and support and getting people, you know, back to doing things. And that's what this whole, you know, Dive Pirates and all this diving is about. I mean, it's now all the people that I've connected with, I consider them as like my family as well. I mean, this is a true, just amazing treasure in life. It's a blessing.
It's an incredible journey for these people and an experience, and I'm sure they wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I mean, the look on their faces is what says it all.